fascinated by hearing stories of why people first enter their first ultramarathon race. It might be for the reason of overcoming a personal hardship, coming back from a personal injury, or being cajoled into it by a good friend when you're having a coffee at a local coffee shop or down the pub. So yeah, I love to hear, the stories of why people actually entered their very first ultramarathon or marathon race. At the moment, as you'll be aware if you're watching the other videos, I'm currently reading the Phil Mathertone book on heart rate training, and as part of his introduction he does tell you a little bit about his backstory, about how he got into it, and what his motivation was and what his inspiration was. So it got me thinking about my personal inspiration and why I actually signed up for the Parish Walk 2018 and what made me want to actually have a go at doing the 85 miles. Now, I'd been part of the Parish Walk for a number of years, backing up for my husband Russell. So I knew what was involved in the actual event. I knew that it was a great atmosphere and the support that you got from the local community was absolutely amazing. So I knew it was a fantastic event to be part of, but that alone wouldn't have motivated me to actually sign up and do the 85 miles. So after a lot of reflection, I decided, I came to the conclusion that the reason I actually signed up for it was because I needed the physical challenge. I needed to find out how I would cope with attempting the 85 miles in 24 hours. Now, previously I'd pushed myself, outside of my comfort zone in my hobbies and my work. That wasn't a problem. I pushed myself through the hard times to improve. However, I'd never done that physically. I'd never pushed my physical boundaries. At school, I was never what you would call athletic. Sports wasn't something I actually enjoyed. I endured it more than anything. And when years later I started to do gym work, I erred on the side of doing the high intensity work, which would be over and done with 45 minutes maximum. So yes, I was never into the long endurance sports, so I had no idea how I would actually cope with those. Also, many people had told me 85 miles, it wasn't actually something that was normal. It wasn't what us humans were built to do, to walk 85 miles in 24 hours. Was not a normal thing to do. But actually having seen many people do it and the euphoria that they felt at the end and the sense of achievement, I did want a taste of it. I wanted to find out how I would cope by pushing my body physically outside of my comfort zone, and how I would deal with the ups and downs, both mentally and physically during that 24-hour period. So yeah, I decided I wanted a piece of it. I wanted to feel that and find out what it was like to push myself outside of my physical boundaries. I'm so glad I pushed through my comfort zone to enter the race. I learned so much about myself. It was invaluable. It was amazing. Probably the two most important things I would say I learned was the importance of actually enjoying the event. Yes, you have to push through and put in the effort, but it's so important to stay in the present moment, to look at the scenery, smell where you are, be part of the atmosphere, talk to people along the way, just get a sense of all the support that's there backing you up. It's just incredible. So Although there will be hard times, it's so important when you're feeling up just to enjoy it, enjoy the whole event. So that was one of the main things that I took away from it. The other thing was the knowledge that I can be comfortable being uncomfortable, and for somebody with a low pain threshold that wasn't easy, but just to know that I do have the ability to push through more than I thought I did, and that if you can learn to be a little bit comfortable being uncomfortable, it does make it a lot easier on the day. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I love hearing other people's stories. So if you have a personal story that you'd like to share, I would love you to leave it in the comments below, and I'll read everyone and enjoy sharing our stories. So that's it for this week. I just wanted to share with you my initial motivation as to why I first signed up for my first ultra marathon. And I hope it will inspire you if you've never done a marathon or an ultra marathon and you're thinking about signing up for your first event. Hopefully it will get you thinking about your motivation and inspire you in some way. And if you're already a pro and you've already completed many marathons and ultra marathons, I hope it will spark in you something and make you think about where your passion for the event first came from and what you enjoy personally about taking part in these events. So thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join us in next week's video.